Welcome to our chemistry channel. On this channel, we look at all-inclusive chemistry. Now, in today's lesson, we are looking at gas laws. Gas laws. But on the gas laws, we are looking at Boyle's Law. Gas laws. These are laws that govern the behavior of gases. These are laws. Gas laws are laws that govern the behavior of gases. And one of the laws is Boyle's Law, which is the one we are looking at today. What does Boyle's Law says? Boyle's Law says that the volume of a given mass of gas is inversely proportional to its pressure, provided temperature remains constant. Boyle's Law states that the volume of a given mass of gas is inversely proportional to its pressure, provided temperature remains constant. Mathematically, Boyle's Law states that volume V is inversely proportional to the pressure. And recall, if I remove the proportionality symbol, I will introduce a constant K. Then in that case, you have V is equal to K over P. Then this over 1, if I first multiply, this times C will give me PV is equal to K. Then for more than one volume and pressure, Boyle's Law can transform to P1 V1, which will be equal to P2 V2, which will be constant. So you have P1 V1 should be equal to P2 V2, which will be constant. Then this is the expression for Boyle's Law. That is the expression for Boyle's Law, where P1 means initial pressure, P2 means initial volume. P1 means initial pressure, V1 means initial volume, while P2 means final pressure, and V2 means final volume. P1 initial pressure, V1 initial volume, P2 final pressure, V2 final volume. Now, what we refer to as pressure? Pressure is the number of molecular collision between gas molecules and the wall of the container. Pressure is the number of molecular collision between the wall of the container and the gases themselves. Now, the graph of Boyle's Law looks like this. If you plot the graph of pressure against volume, you have this curve. But if you plot the graph of pressure against 1 over volume now, pressure against 1 over volume, then you have this straight line graph. So these are the graphs of Boyle's Law. Now, how does kinetic theory explain gas laws? How does kinetic theory explain Boyle's laws? Now, pressure, increase in pressure of gases leads to a decrease in volume. When you increase the pressure, invariably what you do is that you reduce the volume occupied by the gas molecule. And when you increase the volume, you reduce the pressure of the gas molecules. Take for example, if you have gases occupying this volume, these are gas molecules in this container. They will be colliding with each other and with the wall of the container in this volume. The number of collision between these gas molecules and the wall of the container is what referred to as pressure. How often do these gas molecules collide with each other and with the wall of the container is referred to as pressure. The more they collide with each other and the wall of the container, the higher the pressure. The less they collide with each other and with the wall of the container, that is, the less the pressure. Now, if this volume is increased to something like this, now the volume is increased. These same gas molecules now are now put in a container like this. Now we have increased the volume. Look at the size of the container here. Look at the size of the container there. If you put the same amount of gas molecules in this container, in this place, the number of times they will collide with each other and with the wall of the container will reduce. Why? Because there is now larger space between the gas molecules and the wall of the container. The same number of gas molecules in this container, if you put them in this container, the pressure will reduce. Why? The volume has increased. Because the volume increases now, it means the number of space, the amount of space between each gas molecules and the wall of the container now is now large. Because of that increase in space between the gas molecules, then there will be less collision between the gas molecules and the wall of the container. That's how kinetic theory explains gas law. In the next class, we bring examples on calculations using Boyle's law. Bye.